Hello everyone, my name is Kerry Ramirez from Studymove. And in this weekly chat, we're going to talk about the 2023 international fees in Australia. And in particular, a big adjustment that we have seen across the university sector in their pricing position. As you can see on the screen, the average international tuition fee before the pandemic had increases every year of around 5 and 4%. Now, of course, during the pandemic and because of the challenges created by COVID, universities stopped the increase of international tuition fees. Now in this year, it's interesting to see that the average increase in fees is actually going close to pre-pandemic levels. This is the result, of course, of normal market conditions that is allowing universities to readjust their fees. In fact, what we have seen this year is that the majority of universities are actually increasing their fees in levels that are above 2% or in some cases even more than 4%. Only very few universities these years did not increase significantly or at all their fees. Now, this is a big contrast to what we have seen in the last 2 years. For example, in 2022, we actually saw that the vast majority of universities did not increase their fees. In fact, it was 20 universities that reduced fees or did not increase their fees. Only very few actually did some changes. Now, this is creating a big change in the pricing position that universities have currently. This is also the result of big adjustments that they were required because, in fact, 30% of universities in the last 2 years did not change fees at all. What I think is quite interesting is that now universities, they need to be aware of what's the current position that they have, because in many cases it's very different to the position that they had before COVID hit. Let me just give you an example of that. For example, if we actually rank universities based on the annual international student fee, since 2018 to 2023, we actually can have a visual representation on how these things have changed. For example, traditionally, and this is the case now, University of Sydney had reported the highest annual average international fees across all universities. They maintained that position since 2018 to 2023. But as you can see, other universities had a different journey to go back to where they were, or now they're in a very different position. We have, for example, the Australian National University, who back in 2018, they were the second highest annual international fee. They actually, during the pandemic, they actually went down to number 3 and they're back to number 2. But we have other ones, like for example, University of Adelaide, that from 5, that went down to 8, and now they are back to 5. University of Queensland, for example, they were number 4, and now they are number 6. Now, these changes might not seem like very big, but when we actually look at other universities, we actually see a more significant change. Let me show you this. Let me just click this. Okay, for example, James Cook University from number 13 now is number 15. Deakin University now is from number 20, now number 16. And we see some interesting changes once again in places like Tasmania, who from number 24 now is 17. And also Flinders University, who is from 26 to 18. Some other universities are actually going in a different place, like Curtin, who were placed number 12 from a pricing point of view. Now they are 22. We're not trying to say that being more pricey or less pricey is a good or bad thing. What we're trying just to highlight here is that these significant changes are actually changing the positions that universities are having. And this might actually change the way in which they're actually setting their value proposition to international applicants. And I think universities, they need to be aware of this change, and that's something that they need to put in consideration. What is now the position that they have, and what competitors are actually have in the pricing point of view? And this new pricing position that everybody is following, is that an effective way to reach their actually target audience? The other thing that we just need to consider simply is that as a result of a big adjustment, it's expected that in 2024 will be another adjustment. Simply because now universities could be more certain of what's going to be their pricing position that others will have in the following years, not that we expect that it will have some normal market conditions in the following years. We at Studymove will be more than happy to help you. We have a set of different reports and some relevant data that I think is going to assist you in finding the right pricing position for your universities and see in detail if these changes also apply to different study levels or discipline areas. I hope this weekly chat has been useful. I think it's quite an insightful information that will help your international student recruitment strategies. My name is Kerry Ramirez from Studymove. Thank you for joining us. Take care.